And then on this one, where do I go to share my screen? Let's see, view options, request remote control, I guess I should say. No. I don't want to request.
Just says, it'll say new, well, for me, I'm going to stop and then you're going to start, but you can't before I start.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're going to go to my, got it. So you're going to just do the recording on your dots.
Okay, I'm going to start broadcasting.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay. We'll allow a few minutes for folks to join us.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, let's get started. So good morning and thank you for joining us for our AMA Education webinar series. Today we will be featuring cybersecurity and working remotely, IT tips and tricks, or our education team has put together several free webinars for you and your teams during the month of April, and we hope to see you again tomorrow for our COVID-19 and fair housing laws featuring our AMA attorneys. You may register on our AMA website. I would like to take the time to remind you that during these challenging times, our vendor members are there for you. They are ready to work with you on whatever budgeting restrictions you may have or emergency services that you may need. They have been your trusted suppliers and would like to continue to provide you excellent service at any time. A few of them are identified on this slide and live by the motto, AMA supporting members. Members supporting members. I would like to introduce our course instructor for today's webinar. Please welcome Zach Ziska with Pacific Office Automation. Thank you for being with us this morning, and I will turn it over to Zach.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining our webinar today. We're going to be focusing on a handful of different technology solutions and just basic information on working from home, what's changed, security, best practices, and how we can support you guys if that's something you're interested in. So I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see what I am seeing. I think. Can you see that, Michelle, on your end? Hopefully. Michelle, did I lose you? John, can you see it?
I can see it.
We can see it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so this is the agenda for today. My name is Zach Ziska. I'm the IT sales engineer for the Southwest region for Pacific Office Automation. We are a technology solutions provider in Phoenix Valley, but we're throughout the Pacific Northwest and Southwest markets. Not on the call today, but part of my team is Vinny Sanchez. He's the technical account manager for Arizona Multi-Housing Association, and TJ Weisenberger, who's the field sales manager and account representative for AMA. So what we're going to be talking about again is information regarding best practices. Remote solutions for our clients is critical to security and efficiency and obviously cost. And then why is keeping organizations connected, productive, and safe is our initiative in 2020 at Pacific Office Automation. So we have a pretty extensive checklist here, but I try to keep it short and sweet for everyone, mostly centered around, is my business prepared to work from home? Are you secure? And some more information regarding, really 8 tips I've narrowed it down to for organizations to use security as an enabler for productivity and access to your data. First and foremost, inventory and assess your company's remote capabilities. So for example, we've got a lot of stuff that changed overnight. 92% of businesses offer remote work. The opportunity has not been afforded to all employees equally. for many companies, the shift to remote working happened almost overnight, leaving little time for adequate planning. Now is the time to audit and assess the new network access your company needs and consider the security implications. Managed security service providers, Pacific Office Automation, are experts in security assessment and can help mid-sized businesses quickly become up to speed and get their users what they need. So here is our checklist. Do your employees have a sanctioned device, or do you need to acquire more phones or laptops? So Pacific Office Automation has provided our clients, including AMA, a lot of different laptops during this time. We found that this supply-demand issue has been a challenge for us and for a lot of companies. So we have provided several different options for laptops, tablets, Chromebooks, etc. And then the other thing is, do you have enough VPN licenses to issue to all that need them, or do you need to acquire more? So, for example, sorry, my screen went blank here. Some technical difficulties here. Okay, sorry. All right, so VPN is a huge issue for us with our clients. Knowing that everyone is working from home has been a huge change. So things like your existing firewall, for example, have been something that is overloaded, right? So we have found that a lot of times either upgrading the firewall, including additional VPN licenses, and also including work from home solutions like remote file sharing solutions are things that we want to look at and make sure that they are secure. Internet access is a huge issue. What systems do your employees require to do their job? Are they as efficient as they once were when they were working from the office when they moved to their house? And usually the answer is no. Okay, so we want to make sure that we get them to be as efficient as they once were, and we want to make sure that they're as secure as they possibly can be. What systems do your employees require to do their job, and what sensitive systems and data? What cloud applications do your employees use on a regular basis? Is the employee set up to use multi-factor authentication? So that's really one of the biggest things that we found. Multi-factor authentication that's not set up is one of the easiest things to set up, and it's typically free with most solutions. So we do our best to educate our customers on multi-factor authentication, and what that is it's that two-step process that most people are familiar with their bank. For example, whenever you connect to your bank account from any device, it's going to send a code to your phone, right? So that allows you to confirm that it's actually you that's logging in. Well, the same thing applies to any computer, tablet, any email account, for example, which is really the biggest one that gets exploited these days. Those are things that we want to make sure that are checked off on this checklist. Security and information, current challenges to business continuity. We face risks in cybersecurity every day. However, one of the challenges of enabling a mobile workforce is that chances of being subject of cyber attacks can increase significantly. Without the benefit of your core network protections, a user on the go could become infected without your knowledge and even introduce the infection to your broader environment when they reconnect with your network. So hackers exploit the coronavirus fears. We've seen a lot. More specifically, there's about 4 different instances where this has become very prevalent and very frustrating for people that are already dealing with difficult situation. They are having to deal with hackers exploiting it. So we want to protect you guys from those types of events where they pretend to be the World Health Organization. In certain cases, we found that people will say, hey, we're the World Health Organization in an email, and they look really legitimate. And you go, well, gosh, I want to donate to the World Health Organization, and I want to make sure that I'm helping out if you're able to help out. And in all actuality, you're just giving away some of your information and or sending them money, or I'm sure there's plenty of different cases where you've seen you click on something, nothing happens, or you enter your information, nothing happens, and it's actually installing a virus on the machines. We want to make sure that we prevent that scenario from taking place. Things like fake virus tracking, even on an app where they've made it look like a legitimate app that delivers ransomware to your phone or to your tablet or even your computer. So this is probably the biggest thing that most companies face these days, and it's called phishing and or whaling. And phishing is an email campaign by malicious hackers, for example, assuming that people are just going to click on things, right? Because it says Citibank, because it says PayPal, because it says McAfee, Facebook, Amazon, you name it. There are companies out there that are trying to prevent these types of attacks from happening and educating their users because they look very legitimate. And don't feel bad if you clicked on one of these things, because it's happened to just about everyone in one way or another. And at a higher level, they now go after the CEOs, the check writers, the people that wire money, and they make it look very legitimate. And they make it look like they're the president of the company telling someone within their own organization that, hey, I need you to send me money, or I need you to send this wire transfer to this place. And in all actuality, it's a fake email, and it's called phishing and whaling. So these are the things that we have solutions for to prevent, to stop before they even happen. We have security awareness training that we can provide to anyone that is interested. It's a 90-day training program, and it will train and educate your users. It will test them. It will allow us to assess the risk of each individual user dependent on their access to documents. It will allow us to test those users and see if they pass the test. So they'll get an email that is a legitimate looking email, and if they click on the email or click on a link or open up an attachment, it'll say that they failed and they have to go through that program again. So it's really good to educate the users on how to prevent these things from happening, because when it does happen, it's very expensive and it usually could cause a lot of damage. So we want to do our best to make sure that educating the users is the biggest portion of this, and making sure that they know what not to click on. And we're going to show you some of those emails today. So I liked this cartoon quite a bit. I have a new hobby. It's called phishing. I send fake banking emails to global executives. Then I find out their financial information and use it to steal the money they don't deserve. So dear customer, this is your bank. We forgot your social security number and password. Why don't you send them to us so we can protect you? Looks legit, right? So phishing and whaling is a really, like I said, prevalent thing that's going on in the world of IT, and 156 million phishing emails are sent per year. 23% of those 156 million are actually opened, and 11% are actually opening up the attachments on those, which usually contain ransomware, which is a whole nother level of virus that encrypts data. It's something that makes it so that you can't work for weeks and you get held ransom for any of your information that's on your server. So about 80,000 people fall victim to these scams. That's a lot. And so we're trying to make sure that you guys aren't part of that statistic. So we've got 5 tips for avoiding a whaling attack. Like I said, educating the employees, flagging all emails, discuss use of social media with the executive team, establish a multi-step verification, that's multi-factor authentication that I talked about, exercising data protection and data security policies. And we have all the solutions, the hardware that you guys might want to make sure that we prevent this from happening. Any questions? I don't know if we have anyone else that's on the call that wants to step in and talk about anything that we've talked about so far. Michelle, Jonathan, do you have any questions?
No, we have no questions so far.
Okay, good. So here's some of the work from home solutions that we offer. So we are Managed IT Services Partnership Program. We offer unlimited remote and on-site IT support for your organization for a flat monthly cost. So everything that we offer that we would manage for you, for example, file sharing solutions, email solutions, firewall solutions, wireless security, any of those things that you need from the office to the home, VPN, connectivity, all those things are things that we support. Data Workplace is a solution that we sell. That's the file sharing solution. Think of it as Dropbox on steroids. That is a very feature-rich, secure enterprise file sharing solution. If you have a server currently in place and you've stressed out your VPN connection to the point where typically you've had 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 users on the weekends or after hours using that firewall, now everyone's using it and it just does not perform well. That experience has gone down. We've seen, so we either need to upgrade the firewall and or we can implement the solution without upgrading any hardware. So when business goes back to business as usual, we have the ability to make sure that you guys can get all of your data securely using a file sharing solution like Data Workplace, and make sure that you prevent anyone from getting that data while people are working from home. Office 365, Microsoft's email product is really good. The best part about it is there's different layers of security solutions that we can layer on top of that. So AuthPoint is one of those solutions, and it's the huge multi-factor authentication component to it. Office 365 has built-in multi-factor authentication, but this is a whole other level of security, and it allows us to track a lot more information, and it's very helpful for the circumstance that we're in now where everyone's working from home. So it's a lot easier to implement. It's a lot easier for you to control devices as well as all of the email, and making sure that when someone does connect, that we know that that's the real person that's connecting and that nobody outside the network can exploit those email addresses. And then we've got the WatchGuard firewall, which is the firewall solution that we sell. It includes VPN and wireless. It's something that we can set up for both at home and in the office. So just because there's a firewall that is at the office, that's a more expensive appliance, but there are smaller appliances that we can set up for high-risk users while they're at home to make sure that they're protected, secure, and we can even set up a way for you to log the amount of time that a user is on the wireless, give them better secure internet experience while they're from home, so they're not exposing anything back to the network that's at the office. Here's my contact information, my direct phone number and my cell, and then Vinny Sanchez as well as TJ Weisberger are the ones that are on the account. So they will be there to help and assist with anything for AZ Multi-Housing, but any vendors, any partners of AZ Multi, we're here to help in any way we can and happy to answer any questions. And that's pretty much it. So we're kind of on to questions now. I don't know if there's anything else that anyone would like to discuss or add, but that's all I have for working from home and work from home solutions, and we're here to help in any way we can.
All right. Well, I think we are through. Thank you, Zach. And if you'd like to see this again, you can do it on demand from our website. So, okay, well, we are done. Thanks, Zach. Have a great day. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so Scott Johnson said thank you very much. And let me see.
Yeah, I apologize. I lost a little bit of a connectivity there on the screen, and I couldn't see what I was looking at, but that's okay.
Thank you thank you very much. Very informative. All right, guys. Well, have a great morning and rest of your week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.